Hi everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through the automated tender eligibility evaluation system, a project we built for the AI for Bharat Pan IIT hackathon. The core problem this solves is simple but impactful. In government and corporate procurement, officers have to manually review hundreds or even thousands of bid documents against complex eligibility criteria. It is slow, error prone, and bottlenecks the entire procurement pipeline. Our system automates this end-to-end, from document upload to OCR-based extraction to eligibility evaluation, all the way to a downloadable audit report. Into the demo, here is a quick look at the system architecture. We have a React frontend, a fast API backend, a MongoDB database, and a Celery task queue backed by Redis for handling heavy PDF processing asynchronously. When a bid document is uploaded, it gets queued as a background task. A Celery worker picks it up, runs OCR and layout LM-based extraction, evaluates the results against the tender's eligibility criteria, and writes the verdict back to the database. Through the demo of our project. Initially, a new user will have to create his or her account, where they'll fill these fields and choose one of these roles, which is client and a procurement officer. A procurement officer will be making new tenders, and a client will be submitting their bids for those tenders. Let me go to the procurement officer dashboard right now. So as you can see, we are in the procurement dashboard right now, where this will show all the available tenders that have been created by this procurement officer. Currently, there are none, so let us make a new one where we fill these fields of tender title and the issuing department. And after filling this, we upload the tender document, which specifies all the thresholds and requirements which are needed in the bids. And we click upload. And this says that the tender has been added successfully, which is being reflected over here. Now, let us go to the client dashboard. Now, a client will be able to submit his or her bids in those tenders. So as we can see, we are able to see the tender which we just created as a procurement officer. Now, if I go to submit a bid, I will first put my company name, which is Global Medtech Solutions, and I'll upload my bid. So we have made three bid files over here, which are eligible, ineligible, and one which will require human input for review. So let us submit all those bids. So you can see we have submitted one bid. That is why we are able to see one total bid submitted. We submit this one and we submit another one. So like you can see, we have submitted three bids over here. So let us go back to the procurement officer and see what is the status of those bids. Like coming back here, if we click on view evaluations, we can see the three bits that had been submitted and we can see how much they are matching with the constraints and requirements which are specified in the tender PDF. So we can see one of them is eligible. So this will tell like we had some constraints on the turnover, the number of projects completed, the valid GST registration and ISO certificate. So one of them was eligible, where this bid had satisfied all the criteria that were mentioned in the tender PDF. One of them was not eligible. As you can see, the values that were filled by the companies, it did not meet the requirements of the tender. That is why it is classified as not eligible. And there is a third and interesting bid which was submitted to this tender, where out of the four requirements, three have been passed. So it is not a completely not eligible bid nor a completely eligible bid. So this will require manual review from the procurement officer. So like here, you can see this is requiring some human input over here. If I click force eligible, it has been resolved and that bid will now be classified as eligible. So this is how the bids are being classified as eligible and not eligible. And at the end, the procurement officer can just export the audit And we can see over here that we had three bids that were submitted, out of which two were eligible and one was not eligible. Project of ours also supports multiple languages, such as in this project for now, we have implemented English, Hindi, and Kannada, so that a user from which is who is comfortable in any of these languages does not face any difficulty while using this website. So this is how we have designed our website. Thank you.